Hey, hello, hi, good morning, all of you. Good morning, teachers. Welcome to the session. Very first, before we start session, I request all of you, please validate that my screen is properly visible and I am audible. Yeah, there is a Q&A section. In the chat section, you may let us know that audio is fine and video is completely. We have a 150 plus participation so far. You may let us know, that audio and video fine. Also, please ask your fellow colleague to join the session as session going to be great. Thanks, Toralji. Thanks, Ashmita ji. Thanks, Amuji. Good morning. Virusha ji, thank you, Puneet ji. Great. So, welcome once again. It's my honor to welcome you all to this exciting online session centered around augmented reality and virtual reality, right? Which is two groundbreaking technologies shaping the future of education, right? So today we will dive into the remarkable introduction of AR VR as a skill subject by CBSE, and this significant step has been made possible through collaborative efforts with the curriculum developed by dedicated teachers and academic advisors under the guidance of 1 and 1B Foundation and in big way support of Meta, right? My name is Rahul Murjani, and we are leading skills and STEM initiative at 1 and 1B. With me, we have Aneep Sharma, fantastic trainer who will be, taking the later part of session. Great. So before we start the session, I would like to let you know that there is a chat section is open, Q&A section is open. Feel free to ask your question if you have. You can leave your feedback, comments, anything you want to share. Please uh, feel free to drop into the chat section. Simultaneously, me and Anip will be moderating chat, right? Great. Amazing. Thanks. So AR VR has transformed how we perceive and interact with the world. These immersive technology has expanded the possibility in various fields, from education and training to entertainment and beyond. So the inclusion of AR VR as a skill subject by CBSE signifies an exciting step in education system as it equips our students with the tools they need to thrive in digital age, right? So the curriculum development process led by teachers and academic advisor ensure that the content is not only informative, is hands-on approach to cultivate a deeper understanding of these technologies, right? Enabling students to harness their creative and potential and problem solving skills by integrating AR VR into the curriculum. CBSE empowers students to explore new avenue of learning and creativity, right? So now, before we move further, let me, coin word metaverse. You can Let us know in the chat when I say metaverse, what is something that pop in your mind? Or maybe what are the some news that you may have come across recently about metaverse? I'll be taking couple of seconds to look into the chat. Great. Yeah, Shraddha ji, how to get certificate that we will, walk you through with our platform called Flaunch. In the later part of the session, Anip will quickly walk you through the platform, how to, you know, get the certificate. Great. So we have a couple of answers. It's a virtual world. Okay. Can we be a little more specific and explore the idea or maybe news around metaverse? What is exactly metaverse? Why there is a buzz around metaverse? Company like Facebook are changing the name to Meta just to symbolize that, right? Bhumika ji says virtual world closer to reality. Interesting, interesting, Bhumika ji. Yeah, waiting for a few more answer. Let me see. Uh, What exactly metaverse you think? And then we will explore the idea about the metaverse, how it can be helpful, what is the market size, why there is a buzz around, why there's a new industry, maybe entertainment, why advertisement industries curating content around metaverse. Chat section is open for you. I request all teachers to bombard with lot more questions, lot more ideas, lot more comments. Yeah, the another answer, we have a simulation of a real world. Interesting. It's a parallel domain, Rachnaji says. Waiting for a couple of more answers. Great. Thanks, Joshaji. Great. So let me, explore the idea or say term metaverse. So the term metaverse refers to a collective virtual shared space created by conversions of a virtually enhanced physical reality, right, and persistent virtual reality. So it's a concept that envision a digital universe where people can interact, socialize, work, play, and create, right, using combination of augmented reality and virtual reality, and maybe using the other immersive technology that Anip will talk about later on. So the idea of metaverse has gained prominence due to the advancement of technology, especially in AR and VR and related field. So it's often associated with the vision of fully immersive and interconnected digital world, similar to the concept, portrayed in the science fiction books, movies, and TV shows, right? Yeah. So pretty much that we talked about. Now, companies like Metaverse, as I mentioned, companies like Facebook, changing name to Metaverse, right? They have also expressed their commitment to building the Metaverse, envisioning it as a next evolution of the internet. So the metaverse would allow user to move seamlessly between the physical and digital space, interacting with each other in previously impossible. So now let's see what Mark Zuckerberg has to say about metaverse.
Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse. I want to share what we imagine is possible.
Yeah.
The experiences you'll have, the creative economy we'll all build, and the technology that needs to be invented, as well as how we're going to all do this together.
We're here!
The next platform and medium will be even more immersive.
Like a shop.
Some call it skill.
Keep talking.
An embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the metaverse. Everything we do online today, connecting socially, entertainment, games, work, is going to be more natural and vivid.
Whoa, all right, that's a little too realistic.
Now this is more my style. We believe the metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine.
All right, perfect.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Mark.
What's up, Mark?
This place is amazing.
The feeling of presence. This is the defining quality of the metaverse. You're going to really feel like you're there with other people. You'll see their facial expressions, you'll see their body language, maybe figure out if they're actually holding a winning hand. All the subtle ways that we communicate that today's technology can't quite deliver.
I knew you were bluffing.
Avatars will be as common as profile pictures today, but instead of a static image, they're going to be living 3D representations of you. Beyond avatars, there is your home space. Your home is your personal space from which you can teleport to anywhere you want.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild.
The metaverse isn't something we're building so much as it's something we're building for.
Across the industry, we need to bring that same imagination and commitment to building for interoperability, openness, safety, and privacy as we do for all the other product aspects of the metaverse. These have to be fundamental building blocks, just like the other software and experiences that we've been talking about. Our hope, though, is that if we all work at it, then within the next decade, the metaverse will reach 1 billion people, host hundreds of billions of dollars of digital commerce, and support jobs for millions of creators and developers. We are fully committed to this. It is the next chapter of our work, and we believe for the internet overall. Beyond the constraints of screens, beyond the limits of distance and physics, beyond any one company, and that will be made by all of us. And I'm just incredibly energized to be on this journey with all of you.
That was fun.
Good job, Mark.
Interesting.
Today,
Great. So, this is the couple of ideas that we discussed about here in this video, that how can metaverse, transform our experience, right? So we have another interesting example during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the physical gathering were limited and many artists and performers turned to digital performers, right? Or used platform to share their creativity or to continue to connecting with their audience. I'm sure you must be aware with this news. Taler Mehndi, the renowned Indian singer, took an innovative step by hosting a concert in the metaverse, right? So this virtual space allowed him to, perform and engage with his fans while adhering the safety measure. So the metaverse provided an immersive platform for Dalai Mehndi to showcase his talent and entertain his audience regardless of physical constraints, right? So this creative approach highlighted an adaptability potential of this digital technology to transform the way we experience live events even during the challenging times like COVID, right? So let's have a quick glimpse of this concert.
वेलकम टू पार्टी नाइट, इंडिया का अपना मेटावर्स। आप सबको हैप्पी रिपब्लिक डे। मैं आपका होस्ट सुखवंत आपके लिए हाजिर हूँ।
Cool. So yeah, we are not moving forward, but yeah, it's just a glimpse to get the ideas. Oops, so there is something wrong. Just a minute.
Hello everyone, this is Anip here. So in the meantime, Rahul comes back and shares his screen with us. Would you guys like to share, any application of metaverse that you would have seen in the chat? So I see Rahul's screen has come up. Rahul, you might want to unmute yourself. Yeah, but yeah, I would just invite participants to share any applications of metaverse that they would have seen, or they think that they would have used in their day-to-day activities also. Yeah. Over to you, Rahul. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Annie. Yeah. So the interesting example that we discussed about the Lir Mehndi concert is just a couple of clips in that I wanted to showcase you. Then the another interesting example during the COVID time, that how metaverse is being utilized in a unique and innovative ways, right? So another example is the marriage, right? So during COVID-19 pandemic, when the traditional gathering were limited due to safety concern, people found again creative way or a solution to celebrate the important life event. So a couple from IIT Madras in Kerala made use of the metaverse to host their marriage ceremony, right? So let's quickly have a give some of this video as well, how this marriage look like.
Hi, Rahul, you need to share the audio also.
Oh, oops, just a minute. Let me recheck. Thanks, Sunny, for letting me know. I think now it's fine.
Dinesh, a techie who works at IIT Madras, also surprised his new wife with an avatar of her late father, blessing them. The couple had their own avatar as well. There was music, real special food was delivered to attendees. With the pandemic restrictions not allowing more than 100 people for weddings, they could have more friends and family members enjoy a wedding of a different kind. In Chennai, Sam Daniel, Find It TV.
Great, interesting.
Here's some.
Great. So yeah, apologies as this side, my side, there is lag of connectivity, but I feel now it's okay. So Here comes what can you do in the metaverse. So these are the couple of things that we can do in the metaverse. We can purchase and monetize real estate in the metaverse. We can create a scene, games, and other VR experience that we can do in the metaverse. Express yourself through customizable avatar. We can collaborate, meet, or maybe remotely you can work, you can shop virtually. Maybe just like we, previously in the video, we discussed the concerts, also event that we can host in the metaverse. And of course, yes, invest in digital economy as well. Now, here is the interesting part, the need of extended reality. Now, why there is what is the need of this extended reality? So these jobs are going to be big deal, because of they are not just about making money, but they are also about shaping a new kind of a world where we can, do amazing things, right? The metaverse let us do stuff that wasn't possible before, like meeting people from all over the world and exploring places without leaving, our home. So for that, there are a couple of interesting jobs line up there. If we, quickly see, there are AR, VR software, 3D designer, game developers, experience designer, metaverse marketing specialist, jobs gonna be popping up soon. So about something really exciting, extended reality, or I say XR, and how it's shaping the global metaverse. So the metaverse is like a big digital world where the virtual and real world comes together, and it's growing super fast. By 2018, it's predicted to be worth a massive 28 USD billion, like 28 billion USD. So this means the big change are coming, and one of the cool thing is that it's creating a lots of new opportunities, like AR VR software engineers. When we say, so these are the people who make cool software and powers the metaverse. And they make sure that everything looks or works smoothly, and is easy to use. 3D designer, these are the people who are going to create amazing virtual places and things you see in the metaverse, right? So these are, I can say, they are like digital architects, game developers, if I say. So gaming, again, the game developers create a fun and exciting game that you can play in the metaverse. Experience designer. So these are the creator of a virtual world, right? They make sure that when you step into the metaverse, everything feels awesome and interesting, right? And metaverse marketing specialists, and just like how we see ads in our real world, the metaverse needs to needs advertising too. So these are the specialists comes up with creative way to tell people about all the cool things in the metaverse. Now, need for the XR skill subject. So integrating XR means extended reality as a skill subject into our education system is important in our fast-paced digital world where the online classroom, virtual background, and digital enriched learning experience are becoming the norm. Developing XR has become more essential ever before. So as we navigate through the era of remote and hybrid learning, we witness the power of XR technology in transforming education. Classrooms no longer limited to the static presentation, right? They evolve in the immersive spaces where the student can engage with 3D models, simulation, and interactive content. So virtual background and filters add an element of a creativity and engagement, making learning experience more dynamic and enjoyable. So introduction to the subject, if I quickly discuss to developer readiness in a students for understanding, appreciating, and developing a basic XR technology. um, The very first element of that, it comprises two modules. Each module's 12 hours, right? It's curated learners without any prior technical knowledge required for it, right? And it is suitable for class um, 5 to 8. Then comes the experiential and activity-based learning. So we have a handbook. We'll quickly, show you that handbook. In the handbook, there are a couple of experimental and activity-based tasks is available. Maybe there is a asking for a QR scanning and look around how the element appear in the real world using the AR tech or some other stuff it mentioned in the book. Fifth, it's comprehensive material available to facilitate learners and also helpful for the instructor or a teacher. So there is a teacher guidebook is also separately available for the teachers to, learn and prepare. And no state of art hardware required to take this course. So as I have mentioned, there are two modules. Each module contains 12 hours, theoretical, practical, activity-based learning and project work is also, available in it. So module one, for that, there will be a discussion of XR, understanding of XR, experience all about the XR application that we'll be discussing in the module one and social good, XR for social good. The module two consists of working with the XR, design thinking with the XR, making a mark or designing the style of experience in XR, setting up XR, how we can do that, that is available in module 2. So you can see on a screen, there is a screenshot of a page of a student handbook. This is how student handbook look like. It's a very interesting with the different color is available, like right. It's appealing to the students to use this. There are QR code. Maybe you can ask students, or maybe you as a teacher can scan this QR code and showcase to the students step-by-step guidance available. And also for teachers, we have again teacher handbook, which can help educator to go through, to learn, to experience more thing, more stuff, and what can we do and build to make experience very interesting for our students. Also, there is a classroom material, just like the PPT we are, showcasing to you. Similarly, classroom material is available there. You can, download and feel free to use it. Here, I would like to request Aneep to, Aneep, can you please drop the link in the chat so that teacher can go and look this couple of stuff.
Yeah, I've shared that already, Rahul.
Great, Aneep. Thanks. So yeah, this is from my side now. I request Ani to take this session forward and let us make us understand about these technologies. What is exactly XR, AR, VR, and how it can be helpful for the teachers and students. Before I hand it over to Anip, let's quickly, look couple of questions if you have. Please, yeah, feel free to drop into the chat. I can't see any of the question, but yeah, if you have any question, please feel free to drop me, or Ani will be handling chat section and addressing your questions. Great. Thanks. Thanks, Ani. Over to you.
Hey, thanks, Rahul. So I'm just going to start sharing my screen.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I saw very enthusiastic participation from a few participants at least, right? And we would encourage the others also to keep asking questions. Let us know what you think if you find something particularly interesting for your students, right? So please let us know in the chat section also, right? That helps us also in understanding what works better for the students and what does not, right? And so this is what Rahul was sharing with us about the classroom material. I would just like you to take a look at the link that I have shared. So this is the link that I have put in the chat window, right? When you click on it, it will take you to this particular repository from CBSE. And this is where we have the digital citizenship. So that's another skill subject that we have developed. And then we have augmented reality and virtual reality also, right? This is what we are talking about today. So you can see that we have two levels, level 1 and level 2, and then we have the student handbooks, teacher handbooks, and classroom material available. So let's say if you're interested in the teacher handbook, you can click on that and you can get access to the same material that Rahul was sharing with us, right? You can download it in your computer, you can print it out for your students, and then you can start using it in your classrooms also. It also gives you access to the presentations that you can use in the classroom. So let's say you'll see right, it will start downloading this in your computer. So you can download this and then start sharing these presentations with your students also. Right. So Bhumika ji has a question. Please share some free resources or apps to work with students if possible. So again, Bhumika ji, we can share, but again, because we do not advocate or advertise any particular application, so we would request you to take a look at the course that we have developed, because there are a lot of applications which are already present in the resource that we have curated, right? But then again, there are a few common applications also, and a few of them will be taking a look at during our session today also. Yeah. So we'll move on with our discussion, right? And then we'll see what else do we need to talk about today. So the information age. So now Rahul told us about what is extended reality, what is metaverse, and then why do we need a skill subject also. And then in the next 1 hour or so, right, what we'll try and do is understand what are these technologies actually and give you a glimpse of some content that's present in the course also. Yeah. So this is the slides that you're seeing right now are from the classroom presentations, classroom material. So once you get access to it, you will also be able to take a look at the same screens that I'm going to be sharing here. Yeah. Great. So the information age, this particular graphic essentially tells us that there is a lot of things that we are doing on the internet. Yeah, you can look at some of the numbers here. Can you tell me which one do you find the most surprising or the most obvious? So maybe you can put two different sections in your comments and put, okay, this one is most surprising and this one is the most obvious. So I would say that for me, Google users conducting these many searches every single minute is something that's pretty obvious. But TikTok users watching these many videos, right? What is this? 16.7 CR, 16.7 crore videos every single minute is a little surprising to say the least. So again, I would recommend, I would request the participants also to share any particular graph stat that they find very interesting from this graphic. Or if you have anything on your own, please feel free to share that also. Okay, Facebook Live receives these many views is surprising. That's what Bhumika ji has mentioned. So again, we would just request other participants also to keep sharing their views. In the meantime, we'll move forward, right? But yeah, the idea of talking about this is to convince our students that there are, at least, I'm sure that they'll know on their own, but just to make it a little more clear that, okay, there are a lot of things that we are doing online, but there is still a fundamental gap between the internet that we use or the digital world that we have access to and the physical world that we live in, right? And that is where extended reality comes in. Just give me one moment. Yeah, so that's where the extended reality comes in, right? Where we try to bridge this gap between what is digital and what is physical, right? And that's what Rahul was also hinting at when he talked to us about the concepts like metaverse, right? So how do you create something that is very close to how we experience the physical world and then but is absolutely digital at the end of the day. And then we'll take a look at some of the other things also that we have in extended reality, right? But then yeah, the idea of XR or extended reality is is to talk about technologies that can help us extend our realities, right? That's what extended reality means, and it is essentially an umbrella term that includes augmented reality, that's called AR, virtual reality, that's called VR, and mixed reality, that's called MR, right? So augmented and virtual reality are pretty popular these days. These are the two technologies that we talk about in our course. Yeah. But mixed reality is, it has been around for quite some time, but it has still not picked up that much pace. So we are still trying to, we talk about what is MR in the course, but we don't go into like the details of it or as much details as we talk about the other two, right? And then again, XR and all of these technologies are what something which is paving the way to concepts such as metaverse also, right? So the first activity that we are going to request all of you to do is this one. So if you have your mobile phones, you can scan this QR code that you see on my screen. What I'm also going to do is share the link to this activity with all of you. So I've just pasted the link in the chat window, right? So you can go to this link and then try to, let me just put the link again. Yeah, so you can see the link at 11:37 a.m. that I have shared, right? So you can go to this link. We'll take, let's say, some 3 to 4 minutes to go to the Lenskart link and then see the extended reality application that they have, right? And we have the QR code here also in case anybody wants to scan. So you can scan the same QR code and get redirected to this link. The idea of this activity is you can try out virtual specs, virtual, glasses on your face using the power of virtual reality and extended reality. So let's take the next 2 to 3 minutes to try this out. When you try it out, just let us know in the comment section if you were able to do it, how did you like it? If you have used something similar, what other applications use a similar feature? Yeah, Sonalji, you will see the link in the Q&A section that I have published. You can see it on the screen here that I have, right? But I'll also just put it in the Q&A section again for your reference. I hope you're able to see it now. Yeah, so let's just try this out and then we'll move on with the other things, right? And to give people an idea on how does this look like, I have a video also here. So in the meantime, people try this out. I'm going to tell you how it actually looks like when you try it out on your mobile phones or your laptops or tablets also. So you can see that this lady here on the screen is able to like see what does the sunglass or what does the glasses look like on her face, and then just with a swipe of a finger she can try on the other glasses also. Great, awesome. Yeah, so we just hope that. Oh, so that we have one participant who said that they have done this before also when visited the Lenskart shop. Oh, so Kamal Kartiji says, Kamal Kantiji, sorry, says that they have now come to know what clearly extended reality is. So yeah, so that makes a lot of sense, right? Because we understand a lot more when we look at how things are done, right? So this is one example. Let's see, we have another one here, right? So let's take a look at this video also and see, what is it that we have.
Hey, IKEA would like everyone to know about Place, our new augmented reality app. Built on Apple's new AR kit, you can easily place 2-to-scale 3D models of IKEA furniture in your place. Scan, browse, select, move, and place. So that could mean less of this. And less of this. And probably more of this. We want to make it easier for people everywhere to imagine a better place. Share this place and this place. Try place in your place.
Yes, we have a very interesting comment from Pooja ji, right? Even hairstyles, furnitures, etc. can be viewed. And then again, Pooja ji, we just had like a similar example from IKEA on this on our screens also, right? Great. And then we have a few other comments also coming in, right? So again, so I would prompt all the participants, right? We have close to 400 participants in the chat. I would prompt all of you to see and think of some other places where we can use a similar kind of application, right? So we saw a few comments from Pooja ji and then a few others, right? On where can this be used, but can you try? So I know that Nykaa for one used the similar feature for letting us try on makeup. Then I have seen my mom use a similar feature from Tanishq Jewelry also, which will let you try on virtual jewelry, right? So that's one. Uh, yeah, and then you let us know if you can think of other things also. Great. And then Aditi ji is saying something similar was available on Flipkart also a few years ago, right? For purchasing home decors, absolutely there, right? And then I think Amazon and Flipkart and then a few other e-commerce stores let you try out a few things in your own space also, just to see how does it actually look like. Yeah. Yeah, we have a very interesting comment. Once I was searching for a smart TV on Amazon, it asked me to scan my room, and then it showed me where should I place my TV based on the space. Absolutely right. That's fantastic. Then we have a question from Ramanuj ji from Prakash Vidyalaya Jaipur. Can we use this in animation? Absolutely, Ramanuj ji. Again, the things that you see here, in a way, they are animations only, right? It's not real. But yeah, like they have taken the real world and try to put it in like the digital world. But then yeah, you can use it in animation also, and we'll see a few examples of that in the movie. Sorry, in the coming slides also. Yeah. So let's move on from here, and thank you so much for responding very promptly also, right? So now we are going to break down XR into the three different technologies, and we are going to take a look at each one of them, like one after the other. So we start with augmented reality, and then we'll move to virtual and mixed reality also. Great. So and before I start with this, I'd just like to call out a few responses that are coming in. Ragini ji is saying that it can be used for a dressing boutique. Sanjay Pandey ji from Ashoka Hall School ji, Ashoka Hall School is saying that we can use it to look how did we look earlier and how do we look today, right? So that kind of stuff. Bhumika ji is saying that Asian Paints also use this. Then Sonal ji is saying that we can use this technology by doing virtual reality field trip also. Absolutely, right? That's a fantastic idea, Sonal ji, right? And then I think we have in the course, right? We do have some examples of these field trips also. So I remember one where students can go and visit the famous museum in Paris, the Louvre Museum, from the comfort of their home and their mobile phones itself. Then we have okay. Then there is question, how can we go for something showing something similar to this to students, right? So again, so you can use this resource material that we have. So that's one. You can also use the applications, right? So if you do not want to show it to them as an example, you can ask them to try it out also. So all the activities that we have in our program, the augmented reality and virtual reality course, can be done using your mobile phones only, right? So you don't need any specific hardware or any expensive gadgets to to use these examples also, right? Great. So we'll move on and we'll try to look at augmented reality now, right? So augmented reality essentially means augmenting something, right? So it talks about the real world and then putting something digital on top of that real world, right? And that's how we augment the physical world that we have, right? And that's why it's called augmented, because it adds something to the real world that we have. And it opens ways to assist us throughout the day by letting us experience digital content in a similar way we experience the world, right? So that's what we have. And you know, to understand what is augmented reality, we have a video for all of you here. But let me see if I think we'll skip this video and we'll take a look at this one, right? So again, just to understand how augmented reality is used in sports, we'll take a look at this virtual eye uh, application that they use in cricket. And then when they are using it, right, I'll just keep calling out the specific use cases of this also. So I'll just pause the audio for this one because there are no words in this video as such. And then just take a look at this screen. So you see this, right? The players, the ground, all of this is real. But the lines that you see, which tells us how has the batsman hit the balls, in which direction, how far did the balls go, right? This is digital. So this is not real. It is just put on top of the real world, that is the ground and the players and the umpires and the stadium, right? This is what augmented reality means. So let's take a look at other examples how they use it in cricket. If you have any questions, please let me know in the chat.
Absolutely hitting middle stump that.
Yeah, so I hope that that was helpful, right? And then, yeah, I hope that you understand what augmented reality actually is. So we'll go on and, so now I have a question for all the participants. So what do you think are potential use cases for AR in education, for teachers, for students? So I'm just going to wait for a couple of minutes for the responses, and then we have another video which will show us one example of a potential use case for AR in education, right? So let's take a look at this and then we'll move on. Yeah. So please let us know your responses in the chat and then we take a look at the video. So Sanjay ji is saying that we can predict angle of different shots. That can be one, right? So yeah, maybe teaching maths can become fun, right? Where we just don't tell them that, oh, this is a 90-degree angle. Maybe we can show them what a 90-degree angle, 45-degree angle, 60-degree angle looks like in the physical space also. So yeah, just waiting for your responses. So experiments on light is one response that has come in. Right, absolutely right. That's one thing where we can use and show them, let's say, how does light get reflected, refracted? How does light bend across, like or around different obstacles? Uh, so Shrestha Bhattacharya ji says, to explain any subject practically, history and medical terms, it will be useful, Lavanya ji has mentioned. Then we can use this for the light chapter. We can use this for architecture also, right? Absolutely. So just to tell them what are the different type of architectures that we have. Uh, GNP Raja Reddy ji says we can use it as virtual labs. We have something very interesting coming up towards the end of the session on that, right? Then we have display of map in a creative manner. Great, so great. A lot of interesting responses coming in. I just request Rahul to maybe publish the relevant ones in the chat, and then we'll move on, right? And then I'll request all of you to take a look at what your peers are also suggesting, right? So let's take a look at one example use case of AR in education.
Do you know when school will really be cool? When we do things like this. When learning becomes a more immersive experience where you can understand the functionality of the eye or any other organ in our body or any other subject for that matter becomes so much more interesting when you can actually see it in front of you. Now, I know we can't have science labs at our homes, but this is what happens when AR and education come together. Kids these days already have mobile phones, so augmented reality is quite literally the easiest thing to use for learning. Now, it's just a matter of time before schools start implementing AR in their curriculum. Let me know what.
Right, so that's what, right? And then again, I think we should be super happy that CBSE and organizations like Meta are taking steps to bring these subjects to the students already, because like they are already using a lot of digital technologies, so we might as well start using them to educate them better also, right? So yeah, again, so this is one example of how we can use AR in uh, the physical and the real classrooms also, right? Great. Then we have another interesting application that we have created for all of you. So I'm just going to put in the link. Let me just share the link for this one with all of you in the chat section also. But if you want, you please feel free to scan the QR code and use it from there also. So I've just shared the link of this activity in the chat section. So you can either scan the QR code, and this is essentially a filter that we have created for people to understand solar system, right? So once you do that, you'll be able to see that there are different planets that you'll be able to see, and then how do these planets revolve each other also. You can you can click on each of these planets and try to see the description of these planets also. If anybody here is able to try this out, please let us know in the chat section also. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to click on open the link. It will take you to a camera filter, right? And then Instagram filter. So it's an Instagram filter. And then once you give the permission, you'll be able to see the solar system in your own space also in front of you. Natasha ji is saying virtual labs by NCERT is something that, this technology can be used or is used in. Right, great. So I hope that you were able to try out this AR filter for solar system also. Then we have another very interesting video, right? Especially if we have teachers from the young classes. And then we had one question from a participant, right? On this being a, we will be able to use this for animation or not, right? So this video that we are going to take a look at essentially tells us how can we use animations in this augmented and virtual reality, and like work with different kind of subjects that we have. So this one is storytelling to maybe let people know about different types of animals. Let students know about different types of animals and the type of sounds they make.
Hello, children. When I was recording this for you, a huge jumbo elephant came and he whispered something into my ear. He wanted to hold a big birthday party, and he wants me to make the list for his friends. Let's go and ask all of his friends. Are they willing to come to his party? Okay, okay, elephant, please hold on, hold on. I'm inviting all your friends. Yeah, Mr. Krog, I know you're ready to attend his party. Hold on, hold on. You got to behave yourself. I've understood, yes. Okay, let's move on to the other friend. I have heard that
Right, so you can see, right, that this
Mr. Jumbo is home.
This teacher is using these animations to maybe let her students know about different types of animals and the kind of sounds they make. So again, we would invite all of you also to think of interesting things like this that we can do with AR technologies. Yeah, so we'll move on. There is another filter that we had created for the G20 summit, right? That happened in India. So again, if anybody is interested, you can use this link, and we have the QR code also here. So again, this will take you to Instagram, and you can try it out, try the filter out there also. Great, right? And then there is another interesting activity that we would, that all of you can try out, which is based on, which uses Google application that we have in our phones. So, this is the activity is called World in My Phone. And then if you follow the steps, right? So if you open your Android phone, go to google.com, or you can open the Google app, search for a tiger, a snake, or a pug, right? And then if a 3D result is available, tap view in 3D, which will appear on the screen after that. To interact with the 3D result in AR, tap view in your space, follow the on-screen instructions, keep exploring, right? And then you can see that it's not only about animals. You can see things like the cross-section of a human heart, the nervous system, the skeletal system, the cross-section of a mitochondria also, right? And all of these things you can show to your students in your class also, right? So just imagine the students who do not have access to laboratories and these equipments and specimens in their schools and their homes. Can we use technologies like AR and VR to educate them will become very interesting, right? And then again, you will find all of these activities in your course material also. So you don't have to worry about missing out on anything as well. Right, so let's say I show you what does this look like, right? So let me see if I can play this. Yeah. So if you open a tiger in your space, this is what it will look like. So that you'll be able to see a tiger on your couch for real, right? And then if you open the skeletal system, this is what it will look like.
All right. So I just want to show you some other cool things.
And this again walks you through the whole process also. So just keep an eye out if you have confusion on how to use this application.
Things that you can do in Google AR. You can pull up a skeleton. Press view in 3D. Got to move your iPhone to calibrate it a bit. And boom. We have a human skeleton standing in front of us. and we can walk around him. We could get a nice view of him. He's literally here in my room. Now, if you're home with kids, this might be a great little tool to teach anatomy. Look at that. Look at those phalanges. Whatever you call fingers. I forget. Phalanges, is that it? It starts with the feet, an F or something like that. Look at those little toes.
Right. So again, so I hope that you are finding it interesting, right? And then you're trying to think of how we'll be able to use this for your own subjects also, right? And then yeah, your students will definitely benefit from like at least experiencing a few of these things so that they later on know what are the possibilities were these like are available for these type of technologies also. Right, and then we have a few other activities also. So we have the M&M's Music Lounge. We have another web AR experience, which is on art and a poster that comes to life, right? So again, so all of these are available in the course also. So I'm just going to take a rain check on this one and skip to the other part that we have, right? So now we come to virtual reality, right? Great. So virtual reality, in contrast to augmented reality, is completely computer generated, right? So nothing about virtual reality is real. So, and that's why it's called virtual, right? Because it's completely simulated. It comes from uh, a computer simulation. So nothing on virtual reality is real. It provides a more complete immersion. You have a lot more things that you can do with virtual reality. But yeah, like then it has like its own challenges also when it comes to VR and AR. So the kind of activities that we have included in the course for VR can be done using mobile phones. So you won't experience a 360-degree immersion or a complete immersion, but you'll still be able to experience a very close immersive experience for like using virtual reality also, right? So as it says, right, VR places the user inside the virtual environment to give an immersive experience, and then in VR we can tour various places and experience changing viewpoints and perspectives also. Right, great. So let's move on. So this is one particular activity, that you can try out. So this is called a virtual tour of Taj Mahal, right? So you can scan the QR code using your mobile phones, and then you'll be able to take a virtual reality tour of Taj Mahal also, right? So you can scan this QR code, click on the link, and then just follow the instructions, and you'll be able to do it in your mobile phones also, right? So I'm just going to wait for another 2 minutes. You can try it out. Let us know in the chat if you have any questions, and then again we can move on. So there is one question from MKK team user: how to operate in Apple phone? Again, very similar, right? You just scan the QR code and just follow the instructions given on that link. Yeah. Great. So please let us know if anyone in the audience was able to try this out, and then we can move on. So I am currently looking at it in my mobile phone. So let me just see if I can show it to you also. So you can see, right, this is what you see. Yeah, I'm not really sure if it's like very clearly visible. But yeah, so Pooja ji has mentioned that they were able to try it out and they find it pretty interesting. Right, so great. So again, we would encourage the others also to try it out. If not now, maybe you can try it out later also, right? So now we'll also take a look at this particular video and try to see, what are some of the other applications of virtual reality also. So let's look at this video and then continue our discussion.
A landmark surgery using virtual reality has separated 3-year-old twins who were conjoined at the head. Requiring nearly 100 medical staff, 7 surgeries and 33 hours of treatment, London-based neurosurgeon Noor Owais Jilani guided a team in Brazil who performed the operations. It was complicated as the twins were born with fused brains and shared a vital artery. The Brazilian medical staff practiced for months using virtual reality. It was the first time in history that surgeons trained in separate countries while working together in the same virtual reality room.
Right, so again, so these type of use cases we have included in the subject to help our students understand what are the possibilities, right? So it's not only for games and fun, it actually has very interesting and very beneficial applications also. For example, the one that you just saw was how can doctors practice a surgery in a virtual room and then do it in the physical space rather than actually trying it out uh, you know live for the first time. And you saw that this was like one specially complicated surgery and like 33 doctors from different countries, right, practiced together in a virtual room, virtual reality before actually going on and doing the surgery on the conjoined twins successfully. Yeah, so again, just to share, what are the possible applications of virtual reality also. Right, and then we come to mixed reality, right? So mixed reality merges the real world and digital elements. It allows the user to interact with both the worlds. So it has something from virtual reality and something from augmented reality, and that's why it's called mixed reality, right? So let's take a look at this video, which will help you understand this in a little more detail. So you can see this is what I meant when I said, right, that it's a mix of virtual and physical, or virtual reality and augmented reality, where you see that all of these things are completely computer generated, but then, you can use your hands, you can use your gestures, you can see the real world also in the background, right? And then, but you still have this complete simulation, complete immersion also that you experience in mixed reality, right? So again, mixed reality is not as popular as like a few others, but then, yeah, it is catching up pace, and then it is trying to help us understand what are some of the possibilities that we have with mixed reality also. Right. So with this, we'll move on to summarize the type of 3 types of realities that we have. So virtual reality, fully artificial, complete immersion; augmented reality, virtual objects overlaid on real world environment; and then mixed reality, right, which is like a mix of both. Yeah. So again, I'm just going to take a brief pause here for 1 minute. If you have any questions, please let us know in the chat, and then we move on. So I'm just going to take a brief pause for a minute and then come back and uh, address your questions and then move on to the next section. Okay, great. So let me see if we have any questions, right? So is it possible only for recording video or can it be made live along with us? So that's a question from Raja Reddy. So again, so Rajaji, the videos that we have seen, right, they have actually been taken from like real applications. So there are applications which people can try out also. So we have just included these as a demo in our course. But there are some applications that you would be able to download and use with your students also. And like in the real world also. Then Pooja ji has a question. Is W2 game based on mixed reality? I'm not really sure, Pooja ji, if I know what that game is, so I don't think I'll be able to respond to that. But yeah, great. So let's move on and try to take a look at a few examples of virtual reality and augmented reality in different sectors. So we'll take a look at the application of this in gaming sector first, and then we'll move on because we were talking about games just now.
I'm at India's first free roaming virtual reality gaming zone, but I'm not here to play alone, as I have Team Curly Tails along with me. Welcome to Zero Latency. This is not like any other game. It's an open space of 2,000 square feet that transports you into a complete.
So you can see, right, that in this game, players can move around also, right? So it's not like they're just sitting down and playing. They can move around. So you can even play football in this. You can play cricket. You can play table tennis. You can play boxing. You can play these first-person games also, and then all the other kind of games as well, right?
Different world, and they have specially designed equipment like the virtual reality headset, a controller, backpack, and sound system that makes your gaming experience bigger and better. Once you enter, register yourself.
Right. So this is one. Yeah, so this is one example of how they are using it in gaming sector also. Right. Then we will move on and see example of this in real estate also, AR, VR. So you see, right, this is an example of mixed reality.
Let's see how this
Then
goes.
this is augmented reality, and then again,
Perfect.
you can see like the
Enter
floor
VR
plan
mode.
of a house in front of you. This is virtual reality. Then you can actually get transported to that house
Find me
and see
resale
what
in
does it look
Vancouver,
like.
a one bedroom that's available right now.
There are 543 listings available in this area.
Let's check out this one. What should I wear?
Here are a few options.
So again, augmented reality, right? What does clothes look like on you before you can actually choose one?
That looks good.
Right? Getting directions when you are moving or when you're walking. Right? Different houses which are available in this area, which building, which floor are they on? So these kind of things also you can get to know. Yeah. So this is another example of how to use it in how it can be used in real estate also. Right, how it can be used in education, right? So virtual reality being used to train pilots is another demo use case that we have. You can see that these pilots can actually simulate flying an aircraft before actually sitting in an aircraft. Right, So you can see that this is the inside the cockpit. They are giving the throttle. They are moving inside.
This is a wearable virtual reality machine where you can, interact with the virtual and digital world. These are called as controllers. It helps them to interact with the digital world, where he can control or pick up things or turn on a switch, or maybe if he is acting like a firefighter, he can hold a fire hose and act like a firefighter. And if he's in the cockpit, he can turn on the switch, control the aircraft. This headset allow him to see what is going on inside the cockpit or a machine or an instrument. If he turns around, the display will also change, allowing him to see what is behind their back.
Right. So this is another example of how it can be used in education also. Rahul, are you there? Can you confirm if you can hear me? Okay, can I request the participants to just let me know in the chat if I am audible, because I'm unmuted and yeah.
Yeah, Nip, you are audible, completely fine.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Rahul. Because I saw just a message in the chat. But yeah, so maybe I'd request the participant to maybe try and rejoin the meeting. Yeah, great. So you saw how it can be used in AR in education also, right? Virtual reality. Then let's say, so this is an app, right? This is only available for iOS, I think. But yeah, you can use this to teach people about different elements
Okay, I want
that
to
we
talk to you
have.
for a little bit about this new augmented reality app called Elements 4D. And what augmented reality is it's when you can take something that in the real world and it changes when shot through video. And so what we're going to change here are these paper cubes, and each one of these cubes has a unique element on them. And so when I put that in the camera, so in this case,
so what they are doing is this particular box has a unique element written on them, right? In this case, this is chlorine, right? So you put it in front of your camera, and then let's see the magic of augmented reality happening.
Chlorine, you can actually see it gives you a view of what is supposed to be chlorine gas, and I can take that out and I can replace that.
So you saw, right, that it will give you how does chlorine occur or is present in the natural environment? That's what comes up when you take a look at chlorine through this particular lens.
Okay, I want to talk to you. It's supposed to be chlorine. I can replace that with, let's say, bromine.
So this is bromine now.
Bromine in.
You can see that this is liquid. And then it also tells you what is the quantity. What is the atomic number, atomic mass.
Copper in there.
Then we have copper now, which exists in solid state. Copper. So you see copper also, and how does it look?
And some of them are even a little bit more spectacular. There's gold.
Then we have gold also. Right?
And we actually now in our possession have this nice
gold
cube of gold.
So this is an example of how you can teach like students chemistry using augmented reality also, right? Then I think another very interesting application that we would want to share, we are almost nearing the end of this session. So I think we'll take another 9 minutes before we conclude the session. So we will just like all of you to make a note of this particular link that we have. I am going to share this with all of you in the Q&A section also. So this is something that we have created. Great. So I've just shared the link in the chat section. Right. When you open this, you will see virtual science labs, right? So when you try your hands-on AR experiment simulations and videos, you can skip the login for now. And you'll be able to see different types of experiments, different type of video simulations that we have created for students to practice different experiments in their class that they have in their classes, right? So we have class 6th, 7th, and 8th. So let's say for class 8th, I want to do simulations, right? sound through vibration, right? So you can do all of these things. You can try out these experiments actually. So let's say I'll do, or maybe let me go to 6th grade. And then I would want to do this one, finding direction using magnets. So if you do this in your mobile phone, you can do it in augmented reality also, because I'm showing it in your in a computer, right? So I have to do it in like a virtual space. Drag and drop the thread over the retard stand to tie it. So I'll drag the thread and I'll take it over here so that it gets tied, right? Now drag and drop the magnet at the loose end of the thread. Right, tap the magnet at the north or south side or in the middle to disturb it. So I'll tap it here. Right, so it will automatically take its shape to understand, right? The north pole of the bar magnet points toward the geographical north and the south pole points toward the geographical south. Right, so this is one small experiment. And then you have then if you want, you can look at it from different directions also. So you see, right, we are inside a physical like or a virtual lab here, and you can do like a bunch of other things also here, right? And then we have these videos also which explain concepts. We have solubility also. So if we have any computer teachers here, right, we can try this out and try out if we can understand about solubility of different materials in different liquids. So I add, you can see that all the beakers have water now. Moving from left to right, drag and drop each substance into the beaker to see if it's soluble or insoluble. So I take sugar, I'll drop it in the beaker. And then I'll click on stir. So you can see that it starts to stir now. So you see that sugar gets completely dissolved. Whereas if I take sand, and if I stir this does not get dissolved. Right, so you still see sand there. Right, so this essentially tells you a few things about solubility of different elements. Right, so again, please feel free to try this out when you have time, and then let us know later on also what do you think about this science lab also. Right, and then again, we will have a separate section on ethics also in the course where we talk about ethics of extended reality. Right. So why is it important for students to know what is right, what is wrong when it comes to these technologies, and how can they use it responsibly also? And then we'll have some activities on prompting discussions in the classroom also, right? And then here are a few sample questions also to facilitate that. Right. So we are getting towards the end of the session now. So, you can see it's now what we intend all of you to do is engage 40 students from your class or your school on the AR VR topics, right? So you can take any topic from the course material that we have made available to you, right? So you can take any topic from that and then engage 40 students in that topic, right? And then you can implement AR, AR VR awareness activities in your school also. And then you have to report your activities on the teacher platform that is called Flaunch. So let me share the Flaunch platform also with you. So this is the link to the platform. So I've just shared the link to the platform in the chat. Let me just show you what that platform actually looks like as well. Yeah. So this is the platform that we are talking about here, right? Launch platform, and then it has like a lot of interesting things going on for students and teachers on this platform, right? So you can see that we have different challenges going on, and the challenges that you have to take part in is this one, right? AR VR student engagement. So how you have engaged your students on the AR VR curriculum and claim your special certificate, right? So again, so as soon as you submit your uh, mission on this or submit, participate in this challenge on this platform, and the team members from this platform will evaluate your submission, uh, your certificate will be automatically generated and will be sent to you through an email. So you can they will send you a link. You can come to the platform and then download your certificate from here also, right? So again, just go to this platform, click on login and register. So let's say if you're back here, right? So you click on register and login. And then again, follow the process that you have to follow to, like create an account on any particular platform, right? Once you have done that, you will be able to log into the platform dashboard and you will see the challenge appearing here. So you can click on know more. You can enroll in the challenge and then submit the challenge also, right? So I think we will be sharing a detailed video on how to participate in the mission with all of you as well. So yeah, I hope that that will make it a lot more clearer. But yeah, you have to engage 40 students, conduct different activities in your school on AR, VR, report your activities on Flaunch, and then you get to apply for these special privileges also that we have coming up. Yeah. That brings us to the end of today's discussion. So thank you so much, everyone, for being extremely interactive, and very patient. Also, the last thing that we would request you to do is to fill this feedback form very kindly. I'm going to share the link for this in the chat section also. Right. And yeah, if you can just go ahead and fill this feedback form for us, that will be very helpful. Yeah, great. And then once you are done with this, I think we can close the session. So if you have any questions, this will be the right time to ask them. Otherwise, we thank all of you for your participation. Please make sure you fill the feedback form because this will mark your attendance. So we see close to 350 participants in the chat. So we are expecting at least 325 inputs coming in for the feedback form from this session. Okay, so I don't see any questions. So yeah, so Rahul, do you have anything to add before we close the session? Okay, great. So we have one question. Will this change dynamics of education and replace teachers? So I don't think so that will happen, but yeah, it will surely need teachers to adapt to different technologies because that will just help them interact with their students a lot more easily and a lot more effectively. But yeah, great. Over to you, Rahul. Thank you so much.
Great, Aneep. Yeah, we have covered pretty much thing. I think we can wait for a couple of second, I think like minute to address the question, and then we can conclude the session maybe.
Great, thanks. Yeah. So we have one question which says which technology is required to build these? So again, so there are different technologies which we can use to build these AR VR application solutions that you saw. To start with, we can work with the plug and play kind of software applications also. And if you look at level 2 that we have, the last module in level 2 talks about how to create your own AR application also. So you don't have to actually write a code, but then there are other tools also, such as Spark AR from Meta, which can be used to develop these applications as well. And then we have Unity also, which is another very popular one. Yes, as we mentioned, right? As you mentioned on this screen, you will have to engage 40 students at least on the topic that we have discussed today, and then report your activities on this particular platform. So once you do that and your mission or your submission gets evaluated, you will receive your certificate also.
Well, great. Great, Anil. Thanks. It was wonderful session. Say Sangeeta ji. Thanks for your kind comments. Interesting. So with the help of this session, we get to know about many things that what are the immersive tech coming up in our education so that we can make our content more engageable, more enjoyable, and you know, kind of a hands-on activity we can do. So yeah, now see you tomorrow. We have a next session which is on DC, digital citizenship. So see you at sharp 11 o'clock tomorrow. Great. Great. So
Great.
it
Thanks,
was
Rahul. Thanks, everyone.
yeah. Thanks everybody. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye. All of you take care.